On Wall Street, stocks were higher from the opening bell on some positive earnings and a report that the Fed may be close to ending its balance sheet reduction. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 183 points to 24,737. The Nasdaq added 91 and the S&P 500 was up 22. For the week, it was a mixed finish that saw the Dow record its fifth consecutive week of gains. The question now for investors is whether the positive sentiment will continue into next week. Bob Pisani takes a look.
The market seemed to believe that next week could bring a round of positive news on several fronts. First, the end of the government shutdown. Even though the deal is announced by President Trump, it's only for 3 weeks. At least it limits any economic damage from the shutdown. Second, a high-level delegation from China is set to visit Washington next week for trade talks. The markets believe some kind of deal can be reached. However, an agreement to reduce or eliminate tariffs isn't the problem. The U.S. wants more, including clearer rules preventing intellectual property theft. That's going to be tough to negotiate. The Federal Reserve is also meeting, and most traders expect them to be fairly quiet and reiterate they will be data dependent and will not raise interest rates. Speaking of central banks, all of them seem to be retreating from the idea of raising rates as the global economy has cooled. China is in full-on stimulus mode. Mario Draghi, head of the European Central Bank, he's implied it's unlikely they're going to raise rates before 2020. Since central banks are the prime suppliers of global liquidity, a retreat from raising rates is certainly a help to markets, and it's likely the main reason the markets have held up so well, despite signs the global economy is slowing. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Bob Pisani at the New York Stock Exchange.